Alright, everyone, who is ready to watch the video game? And by watch the video game, I mean me as well, because there is no gameplay on this episode.
I mean, if you've introduced this many story elements and you're like, oh shoot, it's time to wrap up.
We're not even wrapping them up, we're still just explaining what's happening. I think, most of it's just an exposition dump.
I figured out why Marcia's voice puts me on edge. I finally
What?
did. It sounds exactly like this voice thing that they do in God of Thunder from 1994.
Okay.
Every
Go
single
on.
person's voice sounds exactly like Marcia.
Is that a game that just it triggers you, or what?
Well, it's all in PC speakers, so it's a traumatizing sound, you know.
Right.
PC speakers bad.
Uh, Anything from 1994 is bad.
That's not true. Maybe
Including
good.
you, if you were born in 1994, you are bad.
Ooh. Lucky I'm older than that.
I mean, same.
It passed away not too long ago.
I wonder who it is. Who do you think it is?
If it's Eliza, I'm
No,
gonna
she's
watch
later.
the rest.
Who died?
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
It's the dude who died.
No. The other dude who died, in the opening cutscene.
Oh.
Our dad!
You'll never guess. Yeah, honestly, I'm on
The
team.
twist.
I'm on team. Harry and Marcia here.
It's a twist, alright.
Yeah, means
a
Ron has
Ron.
returned.
And also,
Our
I'm dead. So yeah, that's why he was never around. He was leading a crime syndicate.
So the other one that he was that Sergei was following was this guy.
Yeah. So I could sum it up for you pretty quickly, and I will. So our dad was a good guy, and Z Syndicate was not an evil organization. And he told Sergei the truth, and then Sergei joined him, and then he died, and then the Oboro and Eliza got kind of power hungry, and so Sergei was still loyal to our dad, and he just kind of waited until he had the opportunity he had to follow the actual true ideals.
There you go.
Yeah. Also, he gave us that watch, and that watch is pretty important, which we'll find out soon why.
Okay.
See, he is a Class S commander.
There you go.
Yeah.
You disappeared right after you found out about it.
Because it's scary. I mean, I think that would be some people's reactions. If you told all of the public...
Boss.
Yeah. Metal Gear?
I still have not watched a single anything about Metal Gear other than the first one.
I mean, but that's enough.
I played the first third of the first one,
That's the entire game.
and then I got bored.
There is only a third of the game in that video game.
But yeah, and then I was like, I'm bored, and I stopped.
The only one I've actually played a lot
yourself
of is the fifth one,
Okay.
because it's better.
I mean,
I don't care what anyone says.
I've heard that people like 5, so, fair.
Yeah, it's really good except for the story, which is incomplete because they kind of fired Kojima and they had to rush it to completion, but that's okay. Gameplay-wise, it's better.
There you go.
but-
Splinter Cell's better than that, though, I think.
Oh, how
At least-
dare you!
The first 3, anyways.
The only Splinter Cell I've played is I got a GameCube demo disc with my GameCube,
Yeah?
and it had a Splinter Cell demo on it. It had a Soul Calibur demo on it. It had a Sonic Adventure 2 demo on it, and it had a Billy Hatcher demo on it.
Nice.
So that's the only Splinter Cell I've played was from that demo disc, and it was the first stage in whatever Splinter Cell game that was. And
mean,
I was a dumb child, so I sucked at it.
I mean, fair enough. True story. I played this Splinter Cell demo all the way through about 50 times before I finally got the real game. I did not realize until playthrough 4 that you could actually move faster than slow.
Very nice. I actually played the demo disc a lot. Like, I played the Sonic one a lot because it was the Cityscape level. So, like, the one good song from Sonic Adventure 2 that you've probably heard.
Yeah.
It was that level.
Nice.
It actually might have had the first level for each of the characters, but that was the only one that was worth playing because it had that good soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played the Soul Calibur demo a lot because you could do 2-player on it, and it was just, I mean, it was one fight, but it had 2 characters, so you could just keep fighting.
Oh no, Marcy's being traumatized, how dare.
I mean, yeah, that's why she hated the lab.
Oh, well there you go.
Yeah. See, it's all coming back to us, and Marcia gets even more character development.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
I mean, same. I think that demo might have had, Beautiful Joe on it, too.
Really? Okay.
That was a hard game.
I've heard legends of Beautiful Joe.
Yeah, that's a difficult game. I was not good at that game. Like, even the demo was hard for me as a child.
There you go.
Pretty sure it had it on it. It sounds familiar. I could check. I think I still have that demo disc. I wonder if that's worth money.
That's remarkable.
It should be worth money. I assume most people would have just thrown it out.
The question is, who wants to collect it?
Have you met people?
It only takes one, it's true.
Exactly. I have met people who collect the dumbest of things. Like stamps. If you collect stamps, you're an idiot.
Hey, I'll have you know that was one of the more fun puzzles in Day of the Tentacle, was screwing with a stamp collector.
I mean, that's one of the fun things in real life.
Want to see something neat? Sure. Sprays, like, disappearing ink all over his stamps. Neat, huh?
That's just mean, but I love it.
And then, like, he rages out at you, and, like, you run out of the room, and he throws the stamp book after you. And, of course, the ink's gone when it hits you. But one stamp that you need falls out of the book when that happens.
See, the puzzle game logic is so dumb, I hate it.
But on the other hand...
That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing, and I hate it. It's like the opposite of that other thing that someone said once.
That thing that I say all the time.
Yeah. So we're still learning about stuff in this game that we're totally paying attention to. A lot of it is just, like, repeat stuff. But, yeah.
Chose deliberately to live in a cage.
Yeah. I mean, humans are animals, so it makes sense.
Well, I mean, if you ever had any questions about... Oh my gosh!
I told you, it saves during the cutscene, and it saves one more time, too.
Oh no!
That is how long this cutscene is.
Oh, that's brutal.
Isn't that funny, though?
That's amazing.
Like, I can't think of another video game that saves during the cutscene.
That's... Anyways, if you ever had a single question about anything ever in the Custom Robo universe that we're currently in, by the end of this cutscene, you will no longer have that question.
You would hope so.
Oh my gosh. Acquire new targets.
It's pretty great, though. Like, and when I played this with a kid, I was, like, really intensely following it all, too, because, I mean, it was blowing my mind.
Like a chrysalis, it goes dormant, awakens with new skills, and continues its hunt. So it killed about 7 billion people this way?
At least. I mean, by the time that it got to the point that... I mean, so we're gonna learn soon that it, like, fused with a Custom Robo, and that's why it looks like it does now.
Right.
So that means we had Custom Robos then. So our society has to advance to the point that we had the Custom Robos.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we were closer to, like, 9 billion.
Okay, well that's... Okay, surely at some point just started killing people wholesale without actually fighting them for skills.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this would be like, I don't know, 600,000 AD now.
So hundreds of years ago, it killed us all. Just because of Custom Robo, so we could stop it. which is kind of a very convoluted way to stop a creature that's gonna murder us all.
Yeah, see, now maybe I'm just a dumb, because, that's heavily possible. But, like, let's imagine that you can defeat this thing with a custom robo in a fight.
Yeah.
Why not nuke it?
It would just recover. Well, like they couldn't destroy the body. That's why they had to render it inoperative and not destroy it.
Okay, so it melded with a robo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that means you can interface with it like a robo. Okay, fine, but robos don't survive nuclear explosions?
I mean, you don't know that. Have you ever seen a custom robo get nuked?
All I'm saying is, after we took it out the first time,
Yeah.
maybe it was too late, but surely we could have launched it straight into the sun.
Maybe. But we didn't have anything left. Like, we were in shambles, our society.
I guess we spent all of our resources making a biodome. Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, if it was inoperative, you wouldn't suspect that anyone would be able to reoperate it. So I'm guessing that's why they did it. Also, humans are dumb.
Yeah.
Like, let's just throw that out there. Like, if you're like, oh, that thing probably won't come back to life, let's just be in a dome forever. You're not gonna be like, yeah, let's also just fire it into the sun, no.
Or, if we can't afford to do that, could we at least drop it into the mantle?
I mean, you think.
It's kind of liquid. If you weighed it correctly, it would get all the way down to the core, the outer core.
Yeah.
And then, it should have at least a bad time trying to get out again, right?
You would hope so.
You would hope so.
I legitimately think that they just thought, oh, it's dead now, so it's fine.
Okay. Oh, of course they can't send it to the core. The Earth is flat.
Right. Except they knew the truth then. This
Oh,
was
boy.
before the dome.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Okay. Why are you suddenly...
Oh, Roy. Roy is funny when he's flustered. See, he keeps calling her Captain Mira instead of just Mira, like we do.
Well, there you go.
That is because he was a police officer.
The single most significant traumatic event in human history, and no one knows?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
It is. We're going back to that philosophy that we teased earlier. The people respect the word of the god. Haha, haha, that is the funniest thing this game has said.
Yeah, pretty much.
When was the last time you respected the word of your government, dear viewer?
I actually, do credit where it's due. I have no bloody idea where he's going with this.
I do, and you're not gonna guess it.
Perfect. I'm excited. The reason this is such a well-kept secret is not because the survivors chose to keep it secret. It's because their memories were wiped clean. Why?
Because the government didn't trust them.
Hey, I don't want Harry to be channeling me.
You do mean everyone.
Well, I mean,
That's
again,
impossible.
if we're in a society of 50 people, I guess that's, plausible.
Yeah. Naturally. We've erased naturally from our lexicon, though. Remember? They even said that. They're like, it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Man, that's there's a sci-fi, short story in here that I really want to read, but this isn't quite it.
It's close, though.
It is close.
This game's so weird.
I, too, am fully on board, by the way.
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
We were joking about just making this just, no commentary, but just this entire episode just a cutscene. But honestly, when at the everyone's memories wiped thing, I may have screamed. The only commentary in the entire episode, just me going, what?
That makes it transformative property, and we can use it.
Perfect.
It is no longer what the game devs intended, or at least created.
Yeah.
It's probably what they intended, though. They probably intended to blow some little children's minds. And then they couldn't because it was rated T.
Heaven knows that you didn't play it until you were 13.
I mean, I did, but that's not the point. Yeah, I know some parents who would not buy anything for their kids that was rated like T or M before they got there.
My parents stopped caring about teen, like right before I became a teen. But
There you
oh
go.
well.
Like I said, I didn't buy this game. I traded it, so it's not like they had any say anyway. But we had some T games, like we had Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Melee was rated T, which also it shouldn't have been, but there you go.
Now I just missed it. What was it? The research lab?
The device wasn't there. Like the memory eraser device, they were looking for it, but it's not there.
Oh, okay.
Harry thought it was, but it's not.
Roy.
He's not wrong.
Okay, that real quick like portrait switch they did on Harry was flawless.
It was nice. The watch. That's right. Is this not bonkers?
I just missed that line where they said defeat it with his watch.
They used the watch on Rahu. Because not only can it erase memory, it can erase genetic memory.
Well, I mean, sure. Seeing how genetic memory's probably not actually a thing, yeah, sure.
Well, so like it can't transform anymore because it erases that ability somehow. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't ask me to explain this game. This game is not. It's unexplainable.
I knew that it was the government that did it.
I mean, yeah, that's the villain in every single game, and real life.
Welp.
Hashtag anarchy. I'm not actually an anarchist.
I was like,
I feel like sometimes I have to make these kind of disclaimers because people might take what I say seriously, and you should never, ever, ever do that.
This is fair.
Like 90% of what I say is troll.
Including that statement. I mean, what?
Like one of my favorite sentences of all time, going back to that and kind of skipping over the whole troll thing, is that absolute statements are bad because it itself is an absolute statement.
Only Sith deal in absolutes. Oh my gosh!
There's another save point. We're 2/3 of the way through this cutscene. Shout out to anyone who's still watching.
Oh, remember when people were complaining that Metal Gear Solid 4 had was the king of long cutscenes? Well, this was what it displaced.
Yeah, I mean, I think Metal Gear Solid 1 or 2 had a really, really long one at the end. It was like 45 minutes long.
Hideo Kojima, please.
Yeah, he needs an editor. I still like watching those games, though. They're fun. And also playing part of them. But no joke, I say I watched 1 through 4, which is true because I watched someone play them. I didn't actually play them myself. But you can say that and people will take it as a joke, as in like, haha, it's so much video and not much gameplay.
Truly, you know the way to slip false memories into people's minds.
I do Inception. Like, that's my profession.
Perfect.
Remember that movie?
I liked that movie.
That's a great movie. And we've kind of ignored it for a while. I don't know why. It just kind of, like, it was a big thing, and now it's not a big thing anymore.
All I know is that recently, like 2 months ago, I read an interview with one of the actors.
Was it Michael Caine?
I think it was Michael Caine. And he confirmed my headcanon, so I'm happy.
What was it? How he determined if it was real or a dream?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Michael Caine, because he told Christopher Nolan that he didn't understand when it was a dream and when it wasn't. So Christopher Nolan told him a certain secret, which I guess we're not going to spoil.
Yeah. All I'm saying is it confirmed my headcanon, and that is nice.
But it doesn't surprise me what your headcanon is, knowing that you're a good boy. Like, that doesn't surprise me at all. If you haven't seen Inception, watch Inception.
Inception, good.
It's a really good movie. And I know that because I'm a film critic, and therefore all of my opinions on movies are true.
And it is only a little bit more than 3 times as long as this cutscene.
Only a little bit. I mean, I think it's like 2 hours 20, so maybe a bit more, but still.
Okay, so it's like 5 times as long, but still.
Yeah. You could have watched a fifth of Inception by the time you get through this cutscene.
We could already be in the plotting stage of Inception by the time we're done this cutscene.
It's crazy to think about. Inception gets to its plot so much faster than this video game.
And it feels like a slow movie, too.
I know. Like, take the longest movie that you've watched, the longest narrative movie you've watched anyway, and it's probably like, the longest one would be like, what, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, probably?
Yeah, that or Sound of Music, which one?
That movie is still shorter than this. By, like, half. It's like half the length of... And think about how much content is in that movie.
Oh my gosh.
Think about how little content... Like, there's a lot that's going on, like, right now, and a lot of, like, twists and stuff, but it's not a lot of actual content.
Yeah, like, this is Marcia talking about how much she appreciates her brother for the 8th time?
Yeah, something like that. Now, Lord of the Rings Return of the King is like 3.5 hours long, maybe 4 the extended cut. This game, according to how long to beat, takes like 10 hours to beat. I beat it in like 7.5 because I'm good at video games. That movie's still like half as long as this game.
That's
and I know it's
so
different.
good.
It's different comparing games to movies, but just in terms of how much content there is, that thing is so much denser.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, some other game that's like, for example, Into the Breach. One round of Into the Breach takes about as long as a movie.
Yeah.
So, like, and then there's this.
But it's different with this game, though, because, like, the actual gameplay of this game is not a lot. It doesn't take long to do a battle. And there aren't really a ton of battles.
There isn't, yeah, no. I'd say that we spent 2/3 of the time in dialogue, cutscene, maneuvering, and 1/3 in actual, like, fights or being given advice for fights.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird to actually think about it that way. And yet I still really like this game.
You know, sometimes things don't have to be flawless.
It's true. Which is something that the internet does not understand at all. The internet does not understand nuance.
Do not tell CinemaSins this discovery. It'll kill him.
It might. I think CinemaSins knows, though. CinemaSins is just a joke.
It's a really insufferable joke.
I don't even hate it.
Well,
I think it's
there
gotten
you go.
lazy. I think it's gotten lazy as it's gone on. It's basically just memes at this point. And plot holes. And plot holes, let me tell you something about plot holes. Plot holes don't matter.
Eliza thought that the device was the, what?
I don't know. Ha, that burned, though.
Roy burning Harry is honestly kind of amazing.
Yeah.
I have a chip your father gave me.
That's good. Oh, so we couldn't even use the memory erasure function? Don't give it to him. It doesn't game over you, it just, you get asked again.
That's really good.
So that was the cutscene. Yeah. Wasn't that amazing? Oh, by the way, more cutscene.
Oh my gosh!
You thought you were done. You thought you were over.
I thought I had escaped, but there is no escape from the Custom Robo cutscenes.
It doesn't end. It's still going. Rumor has it, it's still going on.
To this very day.
Yeah. 14 years later. Almost 15.
Let's go destroy Rahu.
15 by the time this goes up. It's gonna be a new year.
With
Happy
every
New Year,
passing
everyone.
Second, oh my gosh. Rahu, oh gosh, it's still evolving. Ah!
Just like this cutscene.
Especially drawn to negative feelings, hatred, envy, greed.
Yeah, same.
So that's why it's looked different every time we've seen it.
Yeah, remember when we did that whole cocoon metamorphosis thing like 15 minutes ago?
Yeah.
We're redoing that.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
But now saying why the watch will stop it. Using pseudoscience. Let's go kill it in its cocoon stage.
Oh gosh. Let's
Let's
go.
go. Okay.
And that's where we're gonna end the video, I take it.
Pretty soon. Like right after we get out of this room. Yep.
But the music is